Um, if you have a go-to mount and you're learning what to do, one of the things is that you learn right off the bat is you set up your go-to mount. You using a tool such as the ASI Air, you go ahead and you do your alignment onto Polaris, and you're all set to start shooting. Now, my name is George, and I want to clear up and help you to understand a little bit about getting to the point of setting up your guiding. You'll often hear the words like you need to go to where the ecliptic and the meridian cross, and you might be wondering, well, what the heck does that mean? I'm going to help clear that up. So, as I said, I'm set up to Polaris hypothetically here, and my target for tonight is going to be IC63, the ghost of Cassiopeia. Now, the sky overhead, imagine it being cut into 4 quadrants. You have the meridian that runs north to south directly overhead of you. To the south, from where I'm at here in the northern hemisphere, I have the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the line at which the sun will travel across the sky. A celestial highway, if you will. So, where the meridian crosses the ecliptic, I need to set up my guiding close to where those 2 points cross. Now, because my target is in the northeast, I would want to go above the ecliptic and to the east of the meridian line that's overhead, close in that corner. So, jumping back to this, we set up to Polaris. We're ready to swing over to do our calibrating. How do I find where this is? Because for the longest time, I didn't know. So let me take you over to Stellarium now, and I'm going to show you how to find the ecliptic, how to find the meridian, and how to pinpoint a point in the night sky where you can set up your guiding for the most accurate guiding that you can have relative to the stars overhead. So I'll see you back at the computer. Okay, everyone, so here we are at the computer in front of Stellarium. And with Stellarium, to locate the ecliptic and the meridian, the first thing we want to do is go over to the time and date that we're going to shoot. So let's just say September 11th. Let's say dark is going to be 2200 is when I'm going to shoot. Set that to 0. Okay, so here we go. I've got my time and date set for when I'm going to start shooting, and I now need to turn on the ecliptic and the meridian in Stellarium. And I never knew it had this capability until an accident one day when I accidentally turned it on. So anyway, here we go. To turn on the ecliptic, we're going to hit the comma key on the keyboard. Here is my ecliptic. Okay. If you can't remember what this is called, you can zoom in. And here you can go over to the side and see ecliptic. Okay. So let me back this out a bit. Now, the next thing that I need to turn on is the meridian. So the meridian is going to be the semicolon. And there we have it. So now we've got the ecliptic and we've got the meridian. Now, as I said, when I was outside, imagine the sky cut into 4 quadrants. This is my northeast, southeast, southwest, and my northwest quadrants. And I said I would be shooting a target that's going to be up in the northeast IC63. So I need a target point close to this crossing point, but over here on this side in the northeast. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to turn on my constellation so I can see what is here. And I am going to zoom in. And I'm going to find a point. I see this star out here. This will work great. I can left click on that. It brings up the information. Let me move this over to the side. Now, what you want from all this information is over here you have the RA/stack on date. Use this one, the on date. And so this information, 20 hours, 39 minutes, 41 seconds, -1 degrees, 00 minutes, 48 seconds. This is what I'm going to want. So this is the information that I would then record, and this gives me my data for the northeast corner to shoot IC63. And of course, if you were wanting to photograph something in the northwest section, then what you're going to do is move over here, and this would be our northwest section. And you know what? This star right here, that'll work just fine. And now I have, on date, here's my set of coordinates that I would want to use, and that's going to be for a target that I am shooting in the northwest. And then just to go over that one last time, as I had said outside, if I was going to shoot in the southeast, here's a star, I could grab this. Or if I was going to shoot in the southwest, I come over and just, let's see, zoom in here. Here's a star, I could just grab this one. And again, RA deck on date. This is the one that you're wanting. So there you have it. To turn on your meridian, that's going to be the semicolon. There, I toggle it off, toggle it back on. And that is the line that runs from north to south directly overhead. And then my ecliptic, that's going to be the comma key. And that's going to turn off and on your ecliptic line. And the ecliptic line is the path of the sun. As I had mentioned, like a celestial highway in the sky. So there you have it. This is what we needed from Stellarium. And we want to do this at about the time we're going to start shooting so that we're correct, because I'm going to select this here, the star. And you can see as I change time, moving forward or back, that star is now over in the northwest as opposed to in the northeast. So you want to get that figured out for about the time that you're going to get started. After that, you're good to go. So let's join you back out at the Go-To rig, my HEQ5 Pro. Okay, so there you have it. We now have a point in the sky in the northeast corner for our target that's in the northeast. So what's going to happen is I would go into my ASI Air, and where I would normally go to and I would put in my target, this time I'm going to go into that go-to and I'm going to plug in those coordinates we pulled from Stellarium and tell it go to them. And so what's going to happen is when you tell it go to, the mount is going to slew over to that point. And it's going to do, you'll do take a quick shot, do a plate solve. You'll go ahead and align. You'll get onto your point that you picked, in this case, the northeast corner where the meridian and the ecliptic cross. And we're going to lock onto that. This is where I will now start my guiding. So it will do its calibrating, get itself all set. And then on the ASI Air on the display, it will now say guiding, and it will start to guide off of that point. Now, my target is to the northeast, though. I'm in the northeast quadrant, but my target's over that way. So at this point, I would then stop the guiding. I don't clear it. I just simply stop it. I now go into my ASI Air. I tell it IC63, go to. The mount is now going to swing. Let's see here. Over to the northeast where my target is, about there. I'll do a plate solve, I'll lock in, I'll get it framed up. Now I'll go back into my guiding and I will tell it to refresh, select a star, and start guiding. I do not clear the calibration. It's going to use what it had over there. Once it locks onto a star, it will quickly start to guide and you'll be up and running. This is how you're going to get your most accurate guiding. Now, I'm going to tell you, truth be told, many times before I finally learned about where to find the ecliptic, that was the hardest thing, was, well, how do I find it? And relative to this meridian, when I didn't know how to locate it, what I simply did is I actually locked onto my target and I had it start guiding exactly where it was at. Some days were better than others, some days pretty terribly, but for the best consistent guiding that you can get, you do want to do it the correct way. So because I had a northeast target, I went to the cross point between the meridian and the ecliptic, but I was in that northeast corner. If I was shooting a target to the northwest, I would want to, again, go down to where the ecliptic and the meridian cross, but I want the northwest quadrant. If I was shooting a target below the ecliptic to the south and east, I would want to select a point below the ecliptic and to the east of the meridian. And then finally, if I was shooting something low to the south and west, to the west of the meridian, below the ecliptic in that quadrant, but close to the crossing point between those two. Well, I hope that helps you out, because I know for myself, when I got into a go-to mount with guiding, I heard the lingo, didn't know a whole heck of a lot as to what it meant, and it helped once I finally learned. So I hope that this has helped you. If it has helped you, consider liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, sharing the video out, and helping the channel to grow. If you are not yet at a go-to mount, it doesn't apply to you if you're using, say, a SkyGuider Pro. However, it is a good, useful piece of knowledge to keep in your back pocket, because who knows, maybe one day you might get yourself to a go-to mount and do some guiding. So, till next time, I wish you clear skies and uneventful nights.